Hello and welcome. We'll be reviewing the CEA and ACEA Renewal EADU Submission Worksheet. So your EADUs, your Enterprise Architecture Development Units, are proof that you've continued to develop yourself as an enterprise architect. So what we're going to be doing is doing a quick review of this sheet. If you're unfamiliar with the certification programs, maybe this is your first time or it's been a while, you can actually visit our website. And so if you actually go and visit us at FEACinstitute.org and you go to resources, you'll see certification renewal instructions, and you'll actually see the current guidance as far as what you do, how you submit is all contained right here. Some categories do actually have limitations, others do not. But the big thing is you can look at, for instance, in the CEA is 60 and ACA is 30, and then you can see where that's broken down in the categories. 40 of them need to be educational, 20 need to be development. And so in the education category, you've got, say, Zachman or FEAC provided courses, continuing education, self-guided, and development of the profession. You have working as an EA professional and creating new knowledge. So once you're familiar with that, and we'll go back to the worksheet. Okay, we're back at the worksheet, and what we'll be doing is when you download this is, of course, we'd encourage you to store this to your local machine. That way you can update it over the course of time. Just so make this specific with changing last name and first name to your own. And you'll want to go ahead and fill in some actual biographical information here at this point. So with this information, we'll go ahead and fill in and that's Court Coghill. I'm actually going to put in my architect ID, since that is unique to all of our certified architects. Important to this is I'm going to select the correct certification I'm looking to renew. That'll apply the business rules. Okay, FEAC Certified Enterprise Architect, 60 EADUs, 20 per year, 40 of those in educational, 20 in development. So we saw that earlier. And then I want to enter my date range. So I know that the last time I actually recertified was in October of 2014, and I'm actually coming up for renewal. So I'm coming up in October of 2017 later this year. In case you don't know where to find your architect ID or information about when your period is expiring so that you can work backwards for the 3 years, it's easy enough to find. Again, you can visit FEACinstitute.org. You can go to resources and you can go to certification search. Enter in your name. Once this comes up, you can hit go, and then it'll pull up your architect ID. And of course, you can see it's expiring there in October of 2017 later this year. And so it's a 3-year cycle. So you just basically go back 3 years to the day. So now that I've actually got this biographical information filled out here, I'm actually going to start putting in some submissions here. So I know that I've been working as an EA professional, and I'm going to select that category, working as an EA professional. It's actually going to bring in the EA guidance summary. And what we've also done is, in case you don't have that sheet that we showed you earlier, you don't want to go to the web page, we've built that information in over here. You can just select it, so it's working as a professional. So here's what I know is the compensation. It does actually have a cap as far as 5 EADUs in a cycle. Excuse me, that's actually 5 EADUs per year. And that's how it actually counts here. So the date completed. So now I'm just going to show you if I use a date that is outside the range, the date range itself. So let's say 2013, it'll actually come up with an error right there. So it tries to keep you straight. So I know that essentially there I had been working. So I've been tracking this information, and the idea with the worksheet is you can actually put this in here yourself. So I put that in there and I claim 5 credits. That's consistent. That's the upper limit here with 5 EADUs. And then what you'll notice is it's starting to actually keep that count and populate it over here. So you actually know when you've got everything. So I might also turn around, and I've done a little bit of guidance. And so I did, as I read Bruce Silver's book, BPMN Method and styling. This is second edition. Okay, and so that's actually going to be a little bit of self-guided learning, and I'd actually recorded that I had read that in the June. I'd finished it in the summer of 15. Now I want to make certain that I understand if there's anything. So there's self-guided learning. I can go in there, and it's telling me that there's 10 max in a cycle, that I only get so many of those credits. So I'm actually going to claim those all for that book. It took me a while to read through that. It took me several hours. So when I look at that, I can actually see, and again, it's recording it. So I've actually got my 15 that are actually there. And I will continue with a couple more of these. So I'll just take a minute and I'll fill these out. Okay, so by now I've actually gone through and I've entered several of my submissions right here. I've selected the categories, the completion dates, and in calculating this all out, you can see is I've got 20 per year in 2015, 16, and 16 and 17. I'm a little shy here in 1625. So I know I'm gonna have to go back through and go back through my records and see what other courses I may not have accounted for, so that I can bring that up to 16, up that 16.25 up for that period of time up to the 20. Now, aside from that, if you overdo in a category in some areas, I'm just picking one randomly, it'll start to tell you if you've exceeded yearly amounts or type of credit for that area. You know, so that kind of information tries to reinforce some of those rules. It may not capture all of them, but that's just kind of help you as far as when you're submitting these different areas. So I hope you find this useful, and we look forward to seeing those submissions, and we're always interested in what you're actually doing as a part of continuing to develop and progress as an enterprise architecture professional. Thank you very much.